Hey, my name is Jill, and I interned at JSP from the beginning of July to the middle of August as a studio art intern.
Can you tell us the story of how your sculpture came to be?
Yeah, so when I first got to JSP, I thought I was going to do something kind of totally different, maybe something with like weaving or sort of outdoor fabrics. And then when I was like kind of walking around the park and getting acclimated, I like kind of really fell in love with the parts of the park where meadow restoration was happening, and just the variety of vegetation and like the different silhouettes of that vegetation. And I knew I wanted to make something relating to that, to this sort of like snapshot of the restoration that I was seeing in the first phase, and something that like felt sort of more site specific, and that people could sort of relate to or engage with, maybe more because it related more directly to an environment that they were familiar with. So yeah, so it's kind of the start of it.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea of the structure and how it leans and just how you built it, how you came up with those ideas?
Yeah, so I decided to make that kind of structure because I really wanted it to feel more like a space than like an object. So I wanted it to be um, sort of like an environment that people could step into and walk around and like sort of exist in and maybe sit down in. Um, so I went with sort of a more circular shape just so that it felt kind of more organic too. Like it wasn't sort of this really angular object coming out of the ground, but sort of this more organic space that people could sort of just like flow into. So I had not really worked with metal in a substantial way before working on this piece. So learning how to actually work with it was really like it was definitely a big challenge. And learning how to time manage with new processes where I wasn't really sure how long things would take, which ended up with a very frantic last week at the park. And I'm really thankful to the staff at uh, JSP for their guidance with that part because I really didn't have I had this vision in my head of what I wanted to make and like half of the skills I needed to actually make it. And they sort of like were really fundamental with helping me figure out the rest. So I'd say, yeah, a big challenge was making sure, like, asking for help when I needed it and making like, actually sort of learning how to make the thing I wanted to make.
How has this sculpture and or this internship impacted your creative practice?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel, like, really energized to do more outdoor sculpture now, and I really wanna do that, since a lot of I mean, there's so many new challenges, but there's also, I think like even more of a it's even more rewarding. And I would say that I feel more confident about like if I kind of want to make something and I'm not really sure how to do it, that like I can creative problem solve and like figure it out. Um, so I feel more energized to take on challenges and try doing things that seem like I don't know how to do them at first, but like seek out the resources to like make it happen.